everyone, it's Ray with Tarot Living. Today we're going to do a reading for September 14th to the 20th, and I'm going to do it with the Hezicos Tarot, which is a tarot deck created by Mary Griffin. Before I do, check out my new crystals, which has a bird on it, and you can hear my bird tweeting in the background, and then my pyramid. So I'm going to set my cards up with that, so I'm pretty excited about that. And also I wanted to let you know that if you want to get email notifications when I post a video immediately, I'm not sure if everyone knows how to do that on YouTube, so check out my clip that I've made to give you some instructions. Just a reminder that once you've subscribed to my channel, on the right hand side where you see the subscribed, there's a little gear or circle. Click on that, and then click on send me all notifications for this channel, and click save, and that way you'll get immediate email notifications when I've posted a video. Thanks everyone! Okay, so the cards I've pulled for us today are the Five of Cups and the Strength card. So that's pretty neat, I have to say, just from a personal basis, that's pretty neat that I pulled the Five of Cups. I'm actually working on a tarot deck right now, and I am drawing the Five of Cups just about 5 minutes before I set it down, before I came to do this, so that's pretty neat. So the Five of Cups and the Strength card came up today, and I think what jumps out for me is that, well, first we'll go through each card individually, but I think that these are really interesting cards to have together. The Five of Cups is actually Mars and Scorpio, astrologically, and Scorpio, these are both very strong cards because Scorpio, the sign of Scorpio, is extremely, can be very intense and very driven and really lock onto something in terms of a drive toward completing something. So they don't get sidetracked easily, Scorpios, and also kind of really tenacious in their pursuit of whatever it is that they're doing. Now, because they are a water sign, they often are very interested in, emotional pursuit, but it often is something that's quite an internal drive, and it's an internal transformation that can happen as they kind of delve down into emotional life and perhaps the experience of merging with another person, and they find that they kind of grow and change and transform through that. So the point being that Scorpio is a very intense card, and it is a deeply emotional card. They may not let everything out in terms of how they feel about things. And the reason I'm telling you about it is because the Five of Cups is Mars and Scorpio, and so it really kind of adds an extra element of intensity to that particular sign, which is Scorpio. So if you put Mars with that, Mars is saying, I feel even more intense emotion, and I'm going to hold on to that intense emotion even harder and even more more strongly. So the result is that the Five of Cups often represents when we have experienced an emotional connection to something, or a merging or a bonding with something, and now we're in a phase where something's been lost. And it is the difficulty in letting go of that which we have merged with and experienced that is difficult for Scorpio energy. So the reason that it's a card of grief and it's a card of really learning how to move forward, because it is very difficult to move past the grief point, is because Mars and Scorpio are so intense, and so they hang on to it. But really, we know that at the end of the day, although we learn something from loss and we learn something from grief, at the end of the day we eventually have to accept and move on and accept that there's still, often we talk about the two remaining cups that are still standing. So we've got the two cups that are standing kind of on the hill behind him. He's not facing them, so he's not quite conscious of it or aware of it yet. But we know that that is the hope and that is the growth place of the Five of Cups. So as we move to the Strength card, the Strength is really often about that internal will and drive and power as well, and it's ruled by Leo. So we've got actually fire connected with water, so we have enormous passion. Now the Strength card, though, can give us a boost in terms of saying you have the drive, the willpower, and the ability to center yourself and move past whatever it is that you need to move past. You have inner strength that you can draw upon. You may feel a lot of drive to connect with someone in this situation, emotionally or a relationship situation, but you have the ability to grow and change and accept and move forward. So the Strength card really, it often brings up just this whole idea that there's a lot of growth that can happen with the Strength card. It can be about courage and really even being gentle and kind in your power. So, think about what it is that you have experienced this week that may have actually caused you to feel a loss. Has that been difficult to let go of, and why? Have you moved forward to the point of being able to accept the 2 cups that are remaining and what is still remaining, and move into that and accept that and grow with that? Have you drawn upon the Strength card that really says that you have inner drive and will and capacity to move toward shining and growing? Have you moved toward that yet? So I think that the Strength is really saying, I'm going to help you move forward with whatever it is that you have lost and feel that same loss and grief. It often is that we're in the middle of the loss and grief and we haven't yet moved on, but we need to. Eventually one needs to do that. So in order to experience new things in life. So just think about today, or this week, if there's something that you're hanging on to that, that you need to almost try and let go so that you can experience the new things in life. And have you tapped into your inner strength and your inner wisdom to be able to center yourself so that, you can see the positive, and that positive things will then surround you again. So that's what I would have to say about those 2 cards. Very interesting. Thank you so much for watching Tarot Living, and we'll chat with you next week.